somewhere.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
And that is why we thought that it's a nice beginning to have you on board.
Thank
And
you.
then definitely once we are open, as in we are still open, but for the students. So we would want that you should be visiting us personally.
Thank you
physically,
so much. Yeah,
that
that
we
Mayur
was.
sir is
can,
joined.
maybe we could have some more sessions.
Thank you so
But
much.
this is the best we can do in the present circumstances. Like I think technology is helping us a lot, and this is the best we
Yes,
can offer.
that it is. Yes, that is.
So definitely,
Yes.
that is an input.
Yeah.
And again, we are reading in the newspapers like today itself that till 31st of December, there's no respite.
Yes.
So the schools and colleges, again, the advisory has been issued that we cannot
Yes.
open it.
Yes.
And somewhere I feel it's our fault
Yes.
because
As a
people
society.
went gaga over
Yes.
these festivals,
Yes.
and
Yes.
the result is for us to see.
Yes. Yes. In fact, it's both. The administration should have seen it coming. They were also quite lax.
No, actually, I do not blame the administration in this case because ultimately it's our personal, somewhere down
Well-being.
the line,
Yes.
obligation also.
Yeah.
You
No,
just
but
can't be harming yourself, your family. You can't be risking everybody.
very true. But knowing our society, how it
But in
works,
lorries happily did it. And
everyone
now
did
we
it.
are reading news that maybe the entire family, not just family, the entire clan is now suffering
My
from
God.
COVID.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Obviously, not very good sign, but
Yes.
I'm sure things will look
Yes.
better in the coming
Yes.
days.
So they will.
So Naman sir, how are we placed?
Ma'am, we have 23 students.
So we'll have to wait a little more, I think.
Yeah.
We'll have
Sure.
to
Sure.
wait.
Sure.
Saturday, the typical thing. Most
Okay.
of the students.
So they're not. They don't have sessions on Saturday.
We have sessions only on Saturdays. Like we teach 5 days in a week.
Okay. Okay.
The curriculum, and on Saturdays they have a National Entrepreneurship Network. So NEN classes are there. And
Okay.
apart from that, yeah, we have sessions regularly.
So how do they do this NEN part?
We have a setup. We have a tie-up with NEN. Thank you. And that's how we take care of it.
Okay.
And we offer a lot of value-added certification to our students. So along with their graduation, they are also getting a chance to either pursue a CMA course or a CDMP course. That's how it is.
That's fantastic.
So it's not just a plain BBA. There are a lot of additional things which our students are doing. And presently also they're pursuing their internships in digital marketing. Yeah.
That's fantastic. We also take interns from Prestige for marketing.
Okay.
So yeah, since I have my connects with Prestige, so Nivedita and I, the TP over there.
Yeah, we had some people from Prestige who were working for us.
Yeah.
And they were for a probation period. Some of them were here. And our students are pursuing it with Mumbai Institute of Digital Marketing.
Oh, that's wonderful. Okay.
And of course,
so do you have something for family entrepreneurship also?
Yeah, we have everything. I mean, because our students, most of them come from a family-based background, a business-based background.
Yes, second or third
this
generation.
is what, we want them to turn into entrepreneurship eventually. This is what we aim at. So the orientation is similar in nature. Unfortunately, the kind of maybe the target market that we have. So the students are already oriented towards the same. So that's a good thing. Right.
We are live on YouTube as well now.
Wonderful.
Oh, wonderful. That's great. So who do we have here in the faculty?
Faculty, I think it's only Naman sir today because the others are busy with the
Tapas sir is also here.
Acha, Tapas sir is also here. And otherwise, we have Disha with us. She is a bright student of BBA second year. And she's here for the comparing
Good
part.
morning.
Hello. Sorry?
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning, Disha. So nice to have you here.
So, Naman sir, I think we can start since it's 11. I think we can begin the session.
We can begin.
The students, I'm sure they'll keep joining in. So, over to you, Disha.
A very good morning to everyone present here. Our honorable guest speaker, Monica Anand ma'am, Principal Dr. Sonal Sisodia ma'am, Administrator Mayur Bhat Singh sir, faculty members, and my fellow colleagues. We are all gathered here today for a very enlightening session on the topic, the habit of winning. Despite the pandemic, our college authorities have been actively involved in arranging so many events and sessions for us, which indirectly gives us a ray of hope that there still is positivity ahead of us and one day everything will be perfectly fine. In this series of events, I would like our Honorable Principal Ma'am, Dr. Son Sisodia, to extend a warm and a formal welcome to our guest speaker, Monica Anand Ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you, Disha. So once again, good morning, Monica Anand ma'am. And thank you so much for taking out the time and being with us, our students. The topic, of course, is very, very interesting. I'm sure the students will have lots to deliberate upon, lots to discuss. So students, please get up and come up with interesting questions, insights, etc., whatever you have. So thank you very much, Monica Anand ma'am. Once again, over to you, Disha.
Thank you, ma'am. So now we all are gearing up for the session. So I would like to read ma'am's profile. Monica ma'am is a very passionate trainer with excellent communication and presentation skills. She is committed to learning and development of participants from varied backgrounds. She is a founder director of the Achievers Academy and has a professional experience of over 16 years in the field of education, management and training industry, travel and tourism, hospitality, and whatnot. She has conducted highly customized trainings for leading companies along with several verticals like pharma, automobile, manufacturing, IT, etc. She is involved with content development for international Olympiads and is consultant and content developer for Science Foundation, Olympiad Foundation, New Delhi. Apart from this, she devotes time to consulting hotels in operations and designing the SOPs. Due to her outstanding communication skills and voice quality, she conducted the Yuvani for All India Radio. Educationally, she holds a master's in English literature, a PG diploma. Now, I would like all of us to hear some great words of wisdom from ma'am. Ma'am, over to you.
I think so. Disha ma'am's not there.
Yeah, I think
Something's wrong with her connection.
with
If
her
she can
connection, yes.
Let her join in, then I'll be able
Actually,
to get her in.
I think I'll ask her.
Okay.
She's here.
Is there a problem on my end?
Yeah, she's here. She's here. Yeah, Monica ma'am, I
Yeah,
think
so
we
I-
thought that you weren't here. No,
No.
great that you are here.
Yeah. So, okay, I'm sorry. I think I lost something in between. The connection's fine.
Okay.
We do this every day. So, this introduction been done. I'm sorry. I probably missed some part. So, has Disha finished with her introduction?
Yes,
Shall I
ma'am.
start? Thank you, Disha. I did hear the wonderful sections that you had mentioned, of course, and thank you so much for introducing me so warmly. And good morning, everyone. And I wish I could see the students, so that would be good for me.
Yeah, why not?
So,
Naman sir, we can ask the
Yeah.
students to switch on their cameras.
Students, please switch on the camera, everyone. Ma'am, could you please stop the screen sharing right now so that they can you can see the students?
okay. So I see Anirudh. Hi, Anirudh.
Anirudh, you're on a
Okay,
mute.
don't
Anirudh,
worry.
you are on mute.
Hello. Good morning, ma'am.
Hi. So good. So it's okay. You all we know it's a weekend and you're sitting at home. So it's no, you just don't worry about all that. It's just that you identifying people with faces is always good for a trainer, and I'm sure your faculties agree that once you have your students in front of you, it's always a feeling which says, okay, we are going to enlighten some bright young people over here. And having said that, I think, Anirudh, since you're representing your entire team now.
Students, quickly, your cameras. Yeah, we need a nice picture, isn't it?
Definitely, ma'am.
Yeah. Shrithi, you could smile a little more.
So,
Yeah.
Nice
one.
Some little input. So I've just
Monica
there's an
ma'am,
electricity
yeah. Is your video on?
Yeah, it is on. I can see myself on the screen. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
So I mean, is it on now? I'll tell you what, ma'am. I'm on my hotspot now because there is a power failure over here. Yeah,
okay,
so
okay.
Maybe the internet connection might be a little unstable, but don't worry,
no problem.
Go off, I'll come back.
No issues.
Okay, fine. Ladies and gents, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining today. And we have a little talk on a section called The Habit of Winning. And how many of you think you are born leaders or people who can create an impact? So we've been told that you come from a family of businessmen, you have a lot of input coming in from your elders and people you've seen perform during your entire childhood. So how many of you think you're born leaders? Come on, everyone, anyone? Shruti, would you like to share something? Shruti?
Yes, ma'am.
It's a nice smiling, yeah.
I haven't figured that out yet, but I definitely feel that I possess leadership skills.
That's fantastic. So that's very good. There are usually two schools of thoughts. So I'm sorry about this. There are usually two schools of thought. One is that there are born leaders and one is leaders are created. So, these days it is all about situational leadership. There is nothing called the turtle or the rabbit anymore. So there are people who have to collaborate and work towards bettering their skills. So with this session on habit of winning, that's where we're going to be helping you lead. Now, when I go for my trainings in corporates, for the last 20 odd years, I've been doing trainings in educational institutions as well as in corporates. So when I go for my trainings in corporates, I understand that there are a lot of gaps which we feel that have to be filled at times when they recruit new people and they hire new talent and they feel that the management is an esoteric world and learning is always pejorative over there. So with that priority of learning, it's very important for whatever inputs you keep getting from whosoever, be it your faculty or be it any session that your faculty is organizing, and you have these wonderful NEN opportunities where you are even interning and you're engaging yourself in real-time work. Wherever you're getting these learning skills from, try and note them somewhere. Human brain is a very fickle-minded thing. It loses interest very soon. And I'm sure you attended a lot of talks earlier also, and you might have seen the engaged trainers always don't have too much written on the PPT. They want to talk to the students because of the virtual experience that we hold. We want to tell them, look, might be right for you, this might be wrong. It is up to you what you want to pick up from there. So whenever you're sitting in a session, it's always a good idea for you all to have a little notebook by your side, not that flimsy notepad which you might throw away after the session. So maintain a little notebook which can be your learning diary, and it can of course increase your learning curve. So, and maintain that habit even when you're joining your businesses or when you're holding meetings or when you're going in for any kind of discussion, so that you can note it down. Like I said, we all have got very fickle mind and our attention spans just goes away in 20 minutes. Okay. So having said that norm for you all, I would like to start my presentation. So little anecdotes and stories. Some of you, some stories you might have heard, some stories might be new for you. There are a couple of activities that I've got for you all. But how do you, can somebody tell me, Archon or Anirudh or anybody, Nishita or Mehak, any one of you who I can see on the screen right now, can any one of you please tell me, how do you get into the habit of winning? How do you create a habit? How do you create a habit? Can any one of you tell me?
Ma'am, we have to
Ma'am,
Ali, go ahead.
ma'am, we have to win to create a habit. If we have to create a habit, we have to do it again and again.
Yeah. So to create a habit, you have to do it again and again, right? Now,
Yes, ma'am.
you know,
Ma'am, positive reinforcement.
positive reinforcement. Wow, those are big words.
Ma'am,
Great.
also never quitting or always, keep on trying things.
That's fantastic. So, you know, you all have got it sorted, in fact. You know, so somebody said positive reinforcement, somebody said kept doing it again and never quitting. So this is good. एक चीज होती है जिससे habit हमेशा बनती है, that is called the desire. Desire meaning the intent, the niyat, the mansha, whatever you can call it, that you got to do this. That's, you know, you can have the knowledge of why this is important, why running, say, 2 kilometers a day is good for your health, and you might even want you know, the skill to do it, you know, how to cycle or run in the morning, but the desire to do it, the desire to get up in the morning and to actually want to pursue it is what is going to help you create a habit. So this is a very unique habit of winning. So it's not about winning, it's about trying. That's what you all just said, and that's very rightly put. It's about trying. So winning is actually is a end result. It is about keeping on trying till you don't lose. So I'm going to introduce you to a couple of facets. It's a huge topic, a very exhaustive way of understanding, but I'll introduce you some very basic things today. If you follow those norms wherever you are, you've got it sorted and you've got half the job done at your end. Believe you me, like I said, when we go to corporates and they only come back to us and saying there's a gap between the skill and the will. So when we feel that the will is most important, that has to be filled in. You know, you can actually train a person, but you can't change his attitude. So that's where the mentors, coaches want to step in and tell everyone that it's better that you have that attitude sorted rather than just wanting to develop your skill. And I want to ask you one question over here. Can somebody explain this statement to me? What is written on the screen? Can somebody read it aloud? Any one of you? So I do wear glasses. Yeah.
If it is to be,
and
it is up to me.
What does it mean?
Whatever has to happen is in our own hands.
Ma'am, you're the master of your own ship. That's
Yeah.
the thing. You are the...
Wow, that's you're the master of your own ship. You can steer it or sink it. You can plug the holes if you want, or you can go ahead like Dhoni and keep blaming the team that there were too many holes to be plugged in. I know he's a demigod in cricket, so I mean, please forgive me, but cricket is like religion. So I have an anecdote for cricket also over here. So but the point is that if you've got to sort it out, if it has to be sorted, you have to play a key role also. You cannot just sit on the picket fence and say that I might be able to do it or might not. So let's not jump in. Let's see what other people are doing. So please understand, you people have grown up in such wonderful families and got educated in wonderful schools, and you all know this. So probably this might be an eye opener for you also, these slides or these thoughts. But always remember this statement that if somebody has to do it, it is you who has to do it. Do not wait for people to start thinking about it and you won't contribute. It is a sense of ownership and belonging which has to come. So like I said, there will be some parts would be an eye opener for you in this session, and you might see yourself in the mirror and say, okay, this is what I've been doing all this while and probably I'm on the right track. Can somebody explain this graph to me? there is a person who's trying to climb the stairs, and while doing that, he's looking a little perplexed. What's wrong with him? Why can't he go any further? What's confusing him so much?
Because he's questioning his own path.
Yeah, and why would he do that?
Because there's so many trails, so many paths.
Yeah, so we have options always. We have alternatives. And we have it always, no? We know where we are headed, and but how does a path become clearer to you?
We are not sure which path will lead us to our goal more faster and in a more easy way.
So who said that?
Samya.
Okay, I'm sorry. I can't see you, but I can hear. Yeah, Samya, hi. So yeah, so you just said one word about goal. You said something like that he cannot see where his goal is, right? So the first habit that anybody should have if he or she wants to stream or figure out like a winner is something to do with having goals, right? So how many of you have set or are in the process of setting up your goals?
Ma'am, Miha.
Miha, okay, great. Miha, do you want to share something about your goal setting spree?
I just set goals like in this much time I have to achieve this much. This is my goal. Like I want to become a journalist. I want to get into writing, either a freelancer or a writer or a journalist or something like that. So
fantastic.
I have to set.
That's fantastic. So Miha, have you started working towards your goal?
Yes, I've applied for internships. I've interned previously. I write every day.
Oh, wonderful! You have a blog?
Not really.
Yeah, so that's the first goal, ideally, that you need to make it more relevant. So, goals are good that you have a goal about becoming a journalist or a writer or a content writer.
I have a blog, but it's for myself. I don't have a public blog.
You don't publish your articles or you don't
I
publish
have
your
a blog,
writings.
but it's private.
That's very nice. Good. Yeah. So Miha and everyone else, why are goals so important? Because at least you know where you're going, and you know that if you are not cut out for that path, you'll know it soon enough. Rather than not having a goal and treading that path and then realizing that, I don't know where I'm going. I really have no idea what I'm going to be doing. You have n number of options available these days, and of course with a couple of last months that you've seen, more options have opened up. So might have got closed also, or might have got a little wavered, like Disha said. In these bleaker times, we are seeing ray of hopes coming up, and we are hoping that the situations are going to get normal. But what do you know, these are actually going to be here. What do you know how these times are going to turn, and they might be here to stay. So when you have a set of goals in front of you, you know that, okay, these are the things I need to do. Now, how I need to do, how I need to maneuver that, how I need to change that path might get altered, but you know what is where you want to reach. So that is very important right now, because if you start ideating on your goals right now, you've got wonderful mentors around you. You have corporate experts coming to you. You have people who you understand the world and the global scenario and the Indian economy scenario. We have some very good businessmen in our city only who you can have the opportunity to go and meet and understand how things can work for you. So all these things, once you've got streamlined, will be very helpful for you, because the most important resource for every one of us, each one of us, is time. So time is one resource which is never going to come back. You might have heard this a million times from your parents, from your siblings, from your teachers, but the point is this, that you need to figure out that once you have ample amount of time to do a lot of R&D for yourself, for your goals, and you have resources to help you in that, that's when you're making the most of your time. Believe you me. And I'm sure we've all, as resources, have been telling you this, because we've been there and we've done that. And now we realize that if we had time at the time when we were getting educated, we would have done so much more. So to be a winner, please align your goals. Please create short-term goals first, like Mia did, and she's creating those little milestones for herself. You achieve a goal, compliment yourself, award yourself with whatever you wanted to buy. Now that holds a memory for you. Write your goals anywhere you want to, because this is going to be such a good reminder. You won't believe, my MacBook's password is my next year's goal. So every year I set a goal for myself. Next year I need to buy a specific brand of car for myself. So I have entered that as my goal, that buy XYZ in 2021. So I keep getting reminded every time I open my laptop. I keep getting reminded, okay, this is my goal for next year. I need to buy this. So till now I use this thought, and I'm sure you'll all be also using it. Yeah. Yeah, so you can do that. And you know why? Because once you have it written somewhere, you've committed yourself to that goal. If you haven't got it written anywhere, then you are still, it comes and keeps going. But if it's in front of you on the mirror where you're getting ready, probably on your laptop as a post-it, so you know, okay, this is what I have to do and this is what I'm meant to be. So otherwise you can keep trying, but you might not reach anywhere. So that's what this gents is saying to this lady. This is what happens in Fritz also. People keep harping about how efficient they are, how good they are, how wonderful work, what wonderful work they do, but there is no result to it, and people don't see any results. They say, what have you been doing all this while? There's nothing that has come out of your efforts. So what was the point in making so much of efforts? So that habit of winning streak starts with setting up of goals, right? Any questions on this thought, or any discussion you want to have? Anything you
I have a tiny one. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
So, ma'am, at times people think that this thing is a goal, but altogether it is not. I feel that. You work in a direction, but you're not 100% sure this is my goal. So, ma'am, how to cope up with that?
Yeah, so that's the idea behind setting up a goal. Once you start working towards and you figure out, oh my god, I'm actually on the right direction, you have still got time to change your direction, right? Lest you don't have a goal and you say, okay, देख लेंगे जब 3 साल खत्म होंगे तब समझते हैं कि क्या करना है. Then by that time you've already wasted a lot of time, and then you go and try and work towards that goal, and you realize, oh god, the vocab list is so huge, probably I'm not cut out for CAT, I don't want to go into quant, I don't understand quant, so I shouldn't have even started preparing for CAT. So probably people in the third year want to do that, and that's when they realize it's not my cup of tea. I should have gone in for entrepreneurship. I should have stuck with that internship, which was actually I was enjoying. So, you draw your goal every now and then and realign them, rather than waiting for that final moment and then figuring it out. So you, like I said, you've got a number of opportunities right now. Somebody might be very good with understanding maths and might want to pursue actuarial sciences later on, and you might think it's a very good science. So if you really want to do that, start creating your doing online sessions for that, getting trained for that, and then you realize, no, this is not my cup of tea, or actually I'm cut out for this and I should want to pursue it, rather than waiting for your 3 years to get over and then doing it. You people are very smart, you people are very well exposed also, and your people are knowledgeable, and you have a lot of facilities and resources at your hand. In fact, this is the time for you all to do that, and with the benefit of not traveling anywhere or not spending too much of idle time in the campus, you can make use of that time in setting up those things for yourself. Believe you me, this is going to be very, very valuable for you. And if you really want to do this, follow the ABCD rule, which I always tell my people to follow. It's from a book called 1 Minute Manager. The book has conceptualized it in a management culture, but I'll give you that rule in a very simple form. The ABCD rule for goal setting is A for अपना काम, B for अब आपके केस में बॉस तो है नहीं, तो फैकल्टीज या फिर कोई सीनियर का काम, C for your college mates का काम, and D for दुनिया का काम. So always prioritize your goals first, then work on the descending order. Do not interfere in everyone else's work and then sit and start working on your thoughts. I know that might sound a little selfish in the beginning, but once you get this habit, you'll be able to prioritize your work also. Only to-do list is never going to help you. Okay, am I
Makes
making sense?
sense also.
Yeah. So ABCD it is from now then. Okay. And 1 Minute Manager is a wonderful book. If you don't want to read it, you can even hear it. The audio versions are also available. Brian Tracy. So that's a fantastic book for everyone who manager kaun hota hai, anybody who's managing things. So we all are managers. Everyone is a manager. Even a kid who's actually managing his online classes and doing his homework and creating his projects at home is a manager. So everyone should read this book whenever or hear this book whenever they get an opportunity. Such wonderful resources should we make the best use of. So I'm going to give you a little activity. How many of you are online, by the way? I needed to know that. That's why I wanted to see all of you. So there are just 5 of you. 4? Okay. Is that it? Can somebody help me get the real count, please?
Ma'am, we have 36 to total. So keeping all out, we must be having at least 32 students because 4 of us are faculty members.
So are you all the ones who I can see on screen, faculty members?
No, ma'am, no. You can see some students as well. This is me. So that is, I am a faculty member. Dr. Sonal ma'am is here. We have Rajesh sir is here.
Good enough. So what I'll do is I'll give you all this an individual exercise. You all can come back to me with your answers. So you understand now with goal setting and all, people do talk about, I'm very good with my task submission. I'm very good with my providing whatever assignments that are given to me. I'm very efficient with it. So you all understand the meaning of efficiency, right? But do you know what is the meaning of effectiveness? What is the meaning of effectiveness? Can somebody tell me what is the meaning of effectiveness? Anybody? Any of the students can answer that.
Effectiveness is explicated as the ability to do a certain task really quickly, I think.
Wow. Okay. Efficiency is also on the same lines, though. Efficiency is also doing a
is
task.
to do it with excellency. Effectiveness is to do with time.
Okay. Wow. So there is a slight difference in my understanding of effectiveness and efficiency, though. Efficiency is when you're doing something which has been told to you, do this to the point and you follow the line and you try and complete it as you've been guided. So that is efficiency, that I'm a very efficient worker and I try and submit everything on time, the way it has been asked, wanted and everything. Effectiveness runs to the line of anticipation. जिसे अब हिंदी में पूर्वानुमान भी कहते हैं. Where when you have been given a task, you also anticipate, okay, this I know I have to do. Maybe something else also is needed over here. Maybe I should think out of the box. Maybe this point would also be required after this task is done. So that is a sign of a winner again. A person who is efficient will complete the task which has been told to him. A person who is effective is going to complete the task and analyze what further could have done better or what further would this task require. So that skill, if you people start harboring, if we all start harboring in ourselves. Before we started this session, Sonal ma'am and I were discussing what went wrong over Diwali and why we've got into this night curfew mode again and things like that. So, I'm not here to blame anyone, but of course, as a society, we had a responsibility towards each other, knowing our attitude towards festivals and the warmth we want to share with each other during festivals. The administration should have been more effective and already got this night curfew thing during the festival time. Rather than waiting, wait, let me just complete. Rather than waiting for the thing to happen and then doing damage control. Yes, now speak.
So, ma'am, I think so. You're saying that the effectiveness should be a person who should have predictive mind and who knows how to anticipate the future with the current working situation.
Anticipate with his experiences and anticipate with the knowledge he has. Not the future, not predict the future, but from the not suppose you've not done a task earlier and you don't know how to do it further on. So you can see what previous experiences have been done and experiments have been done on that task and what were the results. So this is called preparedness also. So that is where an effective person, be it in your business, be it in your project, be it in any where you're going to be setting your foot in, you should always have a plan B ready. Contingency planning, right? Yeah, so that is effectiveness. Why? Because if plan A fails, you're prepared. Yeah,
you got a net out of
it. You're getting my point? Yeah. So he's got a thought that, okay, maybe what if I fail? Maybe it doesn't work. Over here, it was more of a blind faith on society that they'll behave themselves. And coming back to this episode of lockdown and not lockdown and whatever, it's the hot topic of the day. So that's why I'm giving you this example. Everywhere it's the same thing. Failures will happen and failures should happen, but the learning should also happen. That's very important. And learning not only from your failures, from similar experiences taken by people where they have gone wrong. So I'll give you my example as an entrepreneur during lockdown. We knew something was coming and nobody anticipated it's going to be so grave. So what we did, we went into an LM mode, we generated learning management systems, we got into the mode where we started sharpening our clients, telling them, look, this is going to be not here for a couple of weeks. So whatever we had planned for these weeks, let's turn into elements. I wouldn't have had a team till now. 6 months I can't sustain on goodwill and cannot generate credit out of the market to run a company. So that's the habit of a winner. Don't be efficient. Be what?
Effective.
Yeah, always remember that. A plan B, C, D will always help. Maybe you don't even need to use it, but it is there to fall back on.
You should have a net for yourself. If you're going to fail, so you know where you're going to fall.
Yes, and then how you're going to be sustaining later on. That's very important, because in business there cannot be an element of total failure. There has to be a reasonable amount of failure. Because a lot of factors depend on you, na? So that's the idea behind it. You won't have a brother like Mukesh Ambani bailing you out every time, na? Even if you fail. So that's how it is. Okay, you getting my point, guys? Yeah. So now coming to this, I'm going to help you with a little exercise. Oh gosh, time is always a problem with me as a trainer. I don't know where it runs away. So anyways, so I'm going to help you do a little exercise right now. All of you, I'm going to show you 4 photographs. Just to quickly relate to this effectiveness and efficient. You got to tell me which is effective, which is efficient. Okay, just to help you understand whether you've understood. So this is a photograph of ABC, that's accelerator, brake, and clutch in the car. I want you, any one of you, not now. Once I say tell me, then only start telling me. You can write down 1, 2, 3, 4 vertically on a piece of paper if there's one next to you, which I always suggest to my trainees, keep some notepad next to you so that you can write what we're telling you. ABC, accelerator, brake, and clutch. Please tell me if only talk to me about accelerator, whether that's efficient or excellent in working of a car. Okay, in working of a car, whether accelerator is efficient or excellent. Not right now, just note it down and come back to me. Write one against the answer and tell me whether accelerator is efficient or effective. Then whether gearbox, thank you, whether gearbox is efficient or excellent. Come back to me on that also. How, okay, and why? Okay, and this is going to be a big debate. I know, I can see it coming. Whether steering wheel is going to be efficient or effective. Tell me whether what you think on this. And this is a very poor picture of map, but let's assume this is a Google map or a very resourceful map. So whether it's an efficient or an effective thing. Okay, boys and girls, I'm waiting for your answers. Quickly, you are smart managers. You can come back to me immediately. 1, 2, 3, 4. Disha, I can see you already penned down. So you want to start? Miha? Archun? Anirudh, I can only see you all, yeah. I'm missing the lot. So that's why I wanted the name so that I could at least call them up so they could just tell me. Okay, Sonal ma'am, why don't you ask someone else to volunteer since you know your students very well?
Soumya could be doing that.
Yes, ma'am.
Soumya, now, yeah, good. So 1, 2, 3, 4. First, efficient, excellent. Second, efficient, excellent. Third, efficient, excellent. Fourth, efficient, excellent. Effective. Tell me which one do you think which is what? Quickly. I need to know whether you've understood the meaning of efficient, because you'll hear this word a lot. Build your efficacy, build your effectiveness. Efficacy is one part. We want the people to build their effectiveness. Or effectiveness का एक और मैं आपको मतलब बता देती हूँ to make your job simpler. What is the spelling of responsibility? RES. Come on.
Ma'am,
RES. Yeah, please. Yeah.
Accelerator and the gearbox are efficient, and the steering wheel and the Google Maps is effective, because that's where we control the entire, the route and the path.
No,
and
that's Neha.
I think
Is that Neha?
gearbox. What?
Who's
No, ma'am,
answering
it's
that?
it's Shridhi.
Okay, Shridhi. Okay. So, yeah, continue with the explanation, please.
That's what I'm saying. Accelerator and the gearbox are efficient, because they don't really control the path, but the steering wheel and the Google Maps are controlling the path.
Oh, fantastic. So you almost got it. Now, answers, we need to move forward. So, actually, she might have, why are these two efficient, by the way? Accelerator and the gearbox.
Why are they
efficient? Why are they efficient?
Because they get the work done, right?
They get the work done, so does everything else. So so they get the work done, one thing, but they have very restrictive movement. So the accelerator can be pressed to a certain horsepower.
They get work done faster.
So they can't go faster than what they've been tuned to, what they've been designed to do, right? What they've been told to do, rather. Yeah, and so does the gearbox. So there, in fact, the steering wheel has also got its restrictions. It can only have a specific turning radius. So that also might not be able to go in for a 360-degree turn. I mean, and I've been told by my manufacturing companies, engineers, that it takes 45 to, I'm not sure, 80-degree turn. It cannot go beyond that. So it also has a restrictive element of turning. And the only thing that we see which is effective over here is a map, which will help you reach your goal through various ways. So that's what we spoke about. Anirudh and I had this little chit chat on this only, that, that you need to be an effective person. You cannot be a person who is only steadfast in one thing. You need to create multiple ways for yourself. So, छोटे milestones, goals bana lo. Why? Because once you set your goals, you would be able to work on that. So talking of goals again, I want you to tell me one thing. Can you list out things which you did yesterday, everyone, apart from attending your classes?
Monica ma'am, sorry to disturb you, but there's a lot of problem in your connection. Could you switch to Wi-Fi instead?
I have lost, no, there's no power over here. So I'm using my hotspot right now.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, so the moment we started the session, the electricity went off.
Oh, okay. No problem.
You can call it a good sign or a bad sign. So I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. Manageable.
Yeah, thank you. So the moment it comes, of course, I'd be doing that. I've been looking at my Wi-Fi connection. So anyway, so can you hear me now? Can you all hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. Yeah, so what did you do yesterday? Can somebody tell me top 10 things which you did yesterday apart from attending your classes? Mehak, I can see you on the screen. Can you tell me 10 things which you did yesterday apart from attending classes?
Apart from attending classes, ma'am, I think I did my own self study, and since I'm in the habit of writing, so I wrote a little bit. And other than that, there is a wedding in my family, so I had to prepare the dance, so I was doing that.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, Ali.
Yes, ma'am. So before my classes, I just went to gym, and then after that, from gym, I attended my classes. Then after that, I downloaded some games, and then I played them for hours. And then after that, I generally go for jogging or running or something like that. So I just went for running yesterday, and then after some kilometers, I was done. So after that, I went for basketball practice,
Yeah,
and
that's great. Wow.
and then after that, I need to I have classes for my Arabic and Urdu. So I learned that also. So after that, I went for the classes, and then I had my dinner, and I
I
slept.
just okay, good. Okay, fantastic. So, you know where this is going to lead to now. So, what is your daily pattern is actually defines your goals, right? So, you need to, like I said, habit. Habit is something which comes out of desire. So, whatever is your habit is actually going to be the way you structure your day, structure your time, and whatever is your goal. If you align your time wherever you are even managed or you are supervised or not supervised, and you're managing your time and working slowly towards your goal, is how you're going to be achieving your goal. So what you do every day is going to define how you're working towards your coming days, that is probably coming towards your next year. So otherwise what will happen, we all have the habit of rushing to deadlines. Stress is good, it's excellent at times, but always when you're working under stress, you're not able to give your total best. So it's important for you to align your daily activities along with your goals, so that you can link them up and you know that where you're headed for, rather than, like I told you earlier, waiting for the last minute. So understand this, work towards your goal every day. That is how it's going to be helping you. And when you're doing that, please set your goals with SMART goals. Do you know about this? I'm sure you must have heard this earlier.
No, ma'am.
Have you heard about SMART goal setting? Oh,
No,
okay.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay,
ma'am.
Disha,
Ma'am,
have
we
you
have
heard?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah,
simple.
good. So let's
So
let's
Sonal ma'am shared it with
yeah.
us.
Yeah, and can somebody tell me, because every management student has been told about this. I just want anyone to explain it to me in a minute, quickly.
Ma'am, I remember the R and T. R is realistic, T is time bounded, yeah.
Yeah.
And S is simple.
Yeah.
M, I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting the M.
It's written there. It's written there
M
on the
is
slide, though.
measurable.
Oh, yeah.
M is measurable.
Yeah.
M. A is attainable.
And yeah, so can I explain this to you quickly with an example? So you always have a goal. Suppose I have a goal now. I had a personal loss in the family last month, and then I realized that I need to lose weight too because of my health reasons. I have gained a lot of weight. So now I have set up a goal for losing weight. Now that is specific. Why? Because I need to know, okay, I need to lose X amount of weight in this amount of time. So that's time bound also now. So I have set a time foundation for myself. Measurable, right? You've got to measure your goals constantly, where you've reached, how in this specific time, how much have you achieved your goal. So keep measuring it so that okay, you can increase your amount of achieving that goal, or you should reduce, you're not able to achieve that goal. Attainable is something which you shouldn't be aiming for, something which you cannot go for. That's why I said set small goals first. The small or the short-term goals are going to help you gain that confidence of achieving long-term goals also. But if you don't achieve that small-term goals initially, and you'll not be able to achieve the ones which you've set for your long term. And realistic meaning that you can achieve that. So if I say, okay, I'm going to do 100 push-ups in a day, and on day one, if I don't do it, then I'm already a failure. So be realistic with what you're. Ali, I know you can understand how much 100 push-ups are going to be for a day. So you can relate that, doing even one push-up can be a problem for a person who's middle-aged and overweight. So that kind of a goal setting should be always realistic, and please be time specific or time bounded with your goals. Do not have theek hai, kuch dino mein main kar lunga. When is very important. When can you achieve that? So I've been harping about goal setting because we always feel time is the most important resource. You can hire people, human resources are important, of course. You can hire in 5 people, you get another set of people to work for you, but you'll never get that same time. You'll never get 21st November, you'll never get 11:45 a.m. 2020 again. So whatever you have done in this time, you'd be able to work on towards your goal. Is there something called time management, by the way? ऐसा कुछ होता है क्या term time management?
Yes, ma'am.
Very important thing.
Sweetie, there is nothing is time management.
Ma'am, but there is.
There is, ma'am. We need to manage
Why
time.
Yes, yeah. It is self-management. It is self-management. You get time, you get 24 hours every day. Everybody does get that. How come somebody succeeds in those 24 hours and somebody doesn't? Because they haven't managed their time well.
Yes, ma'am. There is something like time management.
Ma'am, if in construction business also, there is a time management. We have to build something in such time limit. We have to, in everything, we have to set time goals also.
Yes, exactly. And that I'm talking about time management नहीं होता. Time को manage नहीं करना, आपको खुद को manage करना है. That is time management. That is self management. In construction business, you can tell your team. I'm sure. I think you come from a family of construction, right? So probably that's why you gave this example. So you have told your team that I want this specific part, the foundation, to be laid in such and such time. But there's going to be some management required for that. You got to manage the team, or you got to give them the targets, you got to give them the deadlines and the resources to do that. So if they don't manage it at that time, it is their poor self-management. So there's a misnomer. Misnomer होता है कि गलत term है. Time management कभी मत समझना कुछ है. Time तो चलता ही रहेगा. It is you who has to manage yourself with the time. Okay, boys and girls. So shall we move ahead? So I've told you about 2 habits in a way. One is goals, one is goal setting, and one is time management, one is priority setting. Wow, we've spoken on so much. ABCD rule, you remember? 1 Minute Manager, you got to download and hear that out. Okay. So now, can somebody answer this question? What do you need to climb a mountain?
To reach heights.
Ma'am, because mountain is always bigger than us.
Read the question. Yeah. Mountain is always bigger than you, then?
The goal is focus. Focus. That's one thing we've been taught in our business family.
Okay, focus, Miha, is one thing. You need to climb a mountain. Good. Ali, you need strength. Anirudh, what do you need to climb a mountain?
Ambition. Need to be tangible things like a rope, maybe.
Resources.
Good equipments.
Good equipment.
We should be constant with we should be regular for our goals. Like I have to climb this much, so I have to climb. I don't have to fall back.
Ma'am, you have to hang on and never look down. Basically, that's the thing. If you look down, you will just go.
Ma'am, as you told, desire to climb up.
Yeah, I love your answers. Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you guys are coming from. This is fantastic. Okay, one thing थोड़ा सा गड़बड़ था, वो equipment वाला answer. कौन है ये equipment? Who's that? Because वो थोड़ा गड़बड़ है. You know, guys, what me? Okay, Ali. Equipment, yeah. So, we always talk about what Anirudh said, Miha said, and even Disha had mentioned that there is something to do with desire and all that. That's fine. But I think Miha set the trend by saying focus. So focus ko agar hum relate kare, so it's about the height. You got to know your goal. You got to know how much you've got to climb. So might be mere man mein ho Rala Mandal, and Ali, you're preparing the equipment for Mount Everest. So, you've got to see how much you've got to climb first. So that is very important. So to be a winner, please understand how much you've got to achieve. What is the gap you've got to fill? Probably you are 80% there. You only got to fill 20% then. Right? So you don't need to prepare from the beginning. You need to only fill that gap. That's the part where a smart worker comes in. You got to see how much you've achieved and how much you got to achieve. Once you start even learning your vocab list or start doing things which you need to prepare for your competitive exams or to go and study further for your PG, you got to measure your skills first. So that's how my son is also preparing for CAT. So he's been told to do that, and I like that idea very much, that first you take an exam. First you take one mock CAT, see where you are, and then start preparing on your weak areas only. Do not go preparing just about everything in totality. Yes, that you should cover, because that should be a contingency, but fill the gap. So similarly, for a winner also, to achieve a goal, one has to map its skill and then see where they lack and only work on that. Got it? Okay? Yeah.
Yes,
so shall I
ma'am.
move
Yes,
further
ma'am.
now? So to climb a mountain, you need to know how much height you got to cover. That's all.
Ma'am, but sometimes if we see it as a whole, ma'am, we feel like it's impossible.
So complete your sentence.
Ma'am, sometimes when we see it like a whole, we feel like that it is difficult, and reaching there would be like really, really tough, and we give up. So if we see it in like we just have to reach there, we see it like step by step, then it's not that difficult.
Very true. That's why I have been telling you, please have short-term goals. So let's go to one milestone, achieve that, and then let's go to the other one and achieve that. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Because I just got a prompt. Yeah. So that's the idea. So the total height is, say, 80 feet. Okay. And you first climb the first 10, 15, 20 feet, and you say, oh, I'm already puffing and I need to sit for a while. I need to retrain myself, and then I need to climb the rest. I can't climb it in one go. Right. So for that, then you'll say, okay, I'll take short for the next 15, 20 feet. I'll take short and steady steps. I'll not walk too fast. So you prepare another strategy, right? And similarly, while you're achieving these short-term goals, you are changing your strategy with every height you achieve, and you're also bettering your skills to achieve it. And that's how you'll reach. So if you prepare to reach the 80 feet in one go, you might not be able to do that as successfully as you'll be able to do your short-term goals. Getting my point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, shall I move ahead? Okay, but while doing so, I want to understand this concept also. What is this on the screen that you see? This is a famous thing which happens in Pune. So I did some part of my studying in Pune and Aurangabad. So I'm fond of what happens down there also. So I give this as an example. This is a good study which we have over here. Can you tell me what is this? This is Matki Ford. You know what's Matki Ford, na?
Yes, ma'am.
It is an amazing
what is
example
it?
for a teamwork of winning.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, and it's an amazing example for failure also.
I would like to share something with you also and with the first years also, that we had a guest speaker from Castellwell Honda, and he came to our college and he explained us the way of winning a goal through this only. And it means every part, every component of your level is very important of winning. And sometimes you fall also, but you have to practice and practice for each and every level. So that is the thing. And it helps you to win the goal. Bro.
Naman sir, Monica ma'am is not there.
No, I'm here.
Sorry,
I finally got the electricity. No, I'm sorry. I am sorry that I have been not been able to work on this part. But can you see me?
Yes, ma'am. We can see you.
Good.
Yes.
I can see you all too. So good now that we are quite normalized. So can you tell me what this is all about, and what happens if they're not able to break that goal that they have set for themselves?
They will try again.
Yeah, great, Anirudh. Fantastic. So that's the idea. They don't say, "Arey yaar, chodo yaar, nahi hota, chalo." In fact, if they go to a street, they have a lot of streets to maneuver. So if they go to a street and they find that has already been done, they go to another street and look for another matki. The idea is that we got to crack this somehow. Okay, and that's what they do. They have people who are pouring water on them, hot water, cold water, soapy water, oily water, everything is poured on them. Still, they manage to sustain. They fall down, they get up again. They got to achieve that award because, of course, it's a huge award they have over there. But they need to achieve that award. So that is the idea behind every goal. So you at least give it your best shot. Try and achieve it. If you can't, do not worry. You can reset your goals, right? So that's the idea behind this kind of an example. Okay. Has anyone grown up in a farm ever? Or visited a farm where you've chased rabbits and chickens and you wanted to
Yes,
hold them?
ma'am.
What happens, Ali? What happens when you chase rabbits or chickens? What
Ma'am, they
happens?
run very fast, ma'am. It's like really difficult to catch them.
Yeah, they're very frisky, na?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, so are your goals. It's very difficult to catch them. So what do you do?
And we try again, and then finally we have to do it. If we want, we can.
क्या होता है?
Can strategize also.
Yeah, you know what you can. What happens when you try and hold a one rabbit? You find out ये तो बहुत तेज है. Let's forget it. Or the chicken, no, it's too quick. I don't want to hold that one. That's very frisky. Let me go and figure out the other one. वो ज़्यादा धीरे भाग रहा है, right? And you try and hold that one. What happens to that one also? That also runs out of your hand.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, then we get food and.
Okay, then you get food and you enjoy your meal. Okay, now, the idea behind this example is that once you are setting your goals, do not think that the other one is simpler and this one's difficult. So let me try the other one. At least be committed to achieving that goal to a certain level. Like in chicken catching or in rabbit catching, where you try and hold one that is not attainable, you go and you want to catch the other one. You understand the relation. So once you are planning some things in your academics or in your future, try and work towards that till you can at least get some learning out of it, or you can at least achieve some part from it. Just in starting, if you find it difficult, probably you've not stabilized your ideas around it. Probably you've not cascaded that goal. Probably you've not broken down it into smaller parts. And that's why you're finding it huge. You must have heard of Sandeep Maheshwari video in which he says, if you have big boulders, you have sand, you've got pebbles, what do you fit into where? So usually people say, you should put in pebbles first in a tank. If you have a huge tub and you have to put boulders, that's a big stones, you have to put pebbles, you've got to put sand, what do you put in first? What do you put in first?
Big stones.
Yeah, why? Because the rest of the things fall in place. So similarly, you've got some difficult things to achieve. Try and set the thicker ones first, the bigger ones first, right? So we've spoken enough of vision and goals. Now we're going to move to a small story of Acres of Diamonds. Has anyone heard about the story? Why I relate my presentation with anecdotes and stories, because I find them very relatable. I find that people actually remember things like that and they can work on it. So what did we speak about earlier? What did we speak about earlier?
We spoke about the vision of winning through mountain, and we went through a ladder, not to change a path, not to question our path.
Yeah.
We went. There should be output out of our working. Should not be roaming around in circles.
Yeah.
And there should be efficiency
and effectiveness. Right?
What part gives you efficiency? Through your examples in car by gearbox and multiple examples.
Yeah.
And now we are here for Acres of Diamonds.
Wow. And of course, about not failing and not thinking that you've not achieved a goal and that's it for you. You should retry. Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Good. So, Acres of Diamonds is all about self belief. Has anyone heard this story? It's a very famous story by Russell Powell. It's a book also. Has anyone heard this story on Acre of Diamonds? It's very, very nice story where there was this person. He was told by a saint who had, his name was Al Fayed. It's a story of Middle East, and he was told by a monk who visited Al Fayed. He said, "Look, Al Fayed, you've taken such good care of me in your house, and I know I can sense something very lucky is around this house, and you'd be getting a lot of diamonds, so you'd be blessed with a lot of diamonds in your life, so you should seek them." So Al Fayed thought, "Oh my God, I am going to be a rich man, so let me go and look for my diamonds." So he left his house, told his wife and children that I'm going to look for diamonds and I'll be back soon, and we all be very rich. He left his house looking for diamonds. He traversed a lot of mountains and seas. He kept looking for diamonds everywhere. And in the meantime, his wife and son weren't able to sustain themselves monetarily, so they had to leave that house. And once they left that house, it was sold to somebody else. And that person, while he was staying in that house, he started working on the backyard. In the backyard, he one day found a diamond whilst he was digging something, and he dug further and he found a lot of diamonds in his backyard only. So that monk again came back hoping that Al Fayed has actually found the diamonds, and he was pleasantly surprised that the house was very well renovated. But when he knocked on the door, he found some other opening the house, and he was told that Al Fayed doesn't stay over here. So he said, "Oh, he must have gotten rich and he must have bought a bigger house." So he says, "No, he actually died because he was asked by someone to go and travel and look for diamonds. He went there, his family is nowhere to be found, and there is no one of his left anymore. And this house belongs to us. And those diamonds that you've been talking about were actually discovered by us in a backyard." So the idea behind this story is that whatever you are doing, you actually have it within you. So you don't have to go and run around chasing other thoughts or looking at other people doing things. You need to believe in yourself first. That is one habit that you should always carry. So you've understood the story? Yeah. So the story is about perseverance, patience, but also along with it, you got to understand that this kind of thought which you hold, that अगर वो ये कर रहा है तो मुझे भी वैसा ही करना चाहिए, या he's somebody you read about someone somewhere and you find his idea very interesting. Probably you are not cut out of it. So please believe what you are best at. Try and identify your skills first and then work towards that, because those are the diamonds that you're holding in yourself. Right? So that is another habit which a winner always has, in believing himself or herself first and trying to figure out your life rather than emulating anybody else who might have a similar set of skills as you and must have done very well. You might be better at something else also. So try and work on that. Okay? And that's what this little legend over here did. So cricket in our country is a religion. Right? And these are all our demigods. So does anyone know the story about Main Khelega?
Not aware of what.
Okay, because I have been seeing these series these days called Breakfast with Champions, and I've been hearing about cricketing legends who are actually talking about IPL ruining the spirit of the game, because they never consider IPL as cricket. So this is one story which will help you understand there's more beyond IPL in cricket, and you'll be able to understand about self-belief also. How do legends come into being? Legends come into being because of the thought that wahan pe they believe in themselves. How old do you think Sachin is in this photograph?
I think just 18 or 20, 2018.
He's 16. Ideally, he should have been playing under 19 right now. That's the first step for any cricketer to get into Indian cricket team. But he went into a tour with our sworn enemies, Pakistan, Test cricket, and they had chewed us raw. We were 38 for 4 down in our fourth Test cricket in Sialkot, and the likes of Azharuddin and Kapil Dev had already been shooed away to the pavilion when Sachin was called to bat in fourth. And he knew that there's no way that they're going to win this test series, but he was called in to bat in. He was a freckle-faced boy. So how many of us remember what we were doing when we were 16?
I don't know. We were in school and enjoying ourselves.
Yeah, and this man was playing for India at that time. And he was facing, like I told you, a staunch sworn enemies, Pakistan. Yeah,
Leave out Pakistan. Such a speedy ball.
Yeah, Waqar Yunus was bowling to him. Okay.
So you're talking about that motivational speech, Main Khelega.
Yeah. What was the motivational speech in that?
There's a motivational speech about this Main Khelega on YouTube also. I heard long ago.
Yeah, good. I'm glad. So, I'm talking about self-belief. I'm talking about
it's by this INC leader, INC workers, Situ.
Okay, good.
I think so.
Yeah, that's fantastic. So good, you guys. This is what I'm talking about. Nobody would have known Sachin had he not been creating these legendary records. He did something huge. He has been creating a lot of records. And when you see his series of Breakfast with Champions, he incidentally remembers each and every day he has created the record. So, अगर एक दो बनाओ तो याद रहता है कि चलो 5-6 records बनाए हैं, याद रहता है. He's created hundreds and still remember. That shows the spirit of this man for that game. I'm not a huge Sachin fan, believe you me. But what I like about this person is his determination, which he had from the beginning. He faltered in achieving his goals, but he was determined to achieve them. So that is the spirit of a winner. Always remember that. If I come to my story, I started my company with just $10,000. I know that I didn't have a husband who could pay for my company. He's a vice president of an IT company. He could have easily done that. But I sustained that model and I kept working for it. And I have 2 offices now, one in Mumbai and Pune. One in Pune and one in Indore. Now we closed the Mumbai one recently. So the point is this, that we have the spirit of Main Khelega because we want to do it. We've got to achieve something for ourselves, not for somebody else. So that's the idea. I'll tell you about the story now. So this person, he went and faced this ball from Waqar Yunus, and the statement's written over there. Of course, his nose bled. Navjot Sidhu always tells the story. He was standing across the crease. Navjot Sidhu was a striker at the other end. And he told Sachin that, look, buddy, you want to go back? Please go back. Uski to मूछे भी नहीं होगी थी अभी. He said, you want to go back? Please go to the pavilion. Please retire, hurt yourself. He said, nothing doing. He had blood streaming down his nose. He said, Main khelega. That means these 2 words define the spirit of this man, that I'm going to continue playing come what may. I am not worried about whether we win or lose. I've got to do my duty and move out for the team. So that is a spirit which a winner will always hold. You guys are going to be team members. You're going to be leading teams. You're going to be having teams, great teams. You got to show the spirit first. Then only that spirit will be imbibed by the other part of the team. And if one person even shows the spirit, the whole team is charged always. So that's the idea behind this Main Khelega, that he didn't even know how to express his angst. He didn't even know how to express his thought. He just said in his language, whatever Bombay language he knew, that I'm going to play. So don't even preach to me. Main khelega. So these 2 words should always be ringing in your mind whenever you're failing also. That Main khelega. Right? Right, Disha? Yeah? If one doesn't get good scores in a competitive exam, doesn't mean that you're bad. Huh? You just faltered in some areas. So Main khelega. Okay? So that's going to make you a winner all the way. Right? Good. So that's the idea. And when you're doing that, please remember, this is, I got inspired with this Chinese bamboo thing when I moved into my apartment, and I created this little bonsai corner for myself over here. And there is this Chinese bamboo story that kept coming to my mind, and I wanted to use that in my today's session. What is a Chinese bamboo like? You see the roots over here, which I've shown you in the photograph. The roots. Can you see the roots on the left hand side of the screen? Yeah.
Yes.
So the
Yes, ma'am.
idea, so one should learn a lot from nature. So this Chinese bamboo actually grows within around 5 months and around 5 years and around 3 or 4 months. In 5 years time, in those 61st months, it is just a tiny shoot. It doesn't grow further, but in the remaining 3-4 months, it takes a height of 80 feet. That's around, how many floors of building would that be, Anirudh? Say
80
around
feet to
10 floors, say 7-8 floors.
6 floors.
Yeah,
6 floors within the one ground parking.
Yeah, one ground parking. So imagine it's a huge tall building with 5 months to grow. But initial 5 years, it's nothing. It's just a shoot. What is it doing in those first 5 years? Then?
It's making itself. It is retaining all the nutrients from the ground. It's taking all the things to grow at once.
Yeah.
Ma'am, it is growing its roots down to hold its path upward.
Yeah, and why would it do that? To create a strong foundation.
Yes, ma'am. नींव मजबूत होनी चाहिए.
Exactly. And see the bark, how thin it is. But the roots are holding it so strong that no matter how heavy a storm comes, it's not going to fall now. Same is the case with the coconut tree. You see its roots actually spread 3 or 4 feet under. And it is like an London, tube way, which I'm sure you must have seen that map of London. It has tubes around underground. So it is actually something like that. So that's the idea behind anyone's growth. That if a winner has to succeed, the habit that it should inculcate is create a lot of network, create a lot of resources, understand the product thoroughly, and then try and rise. And you've heard that, and you've heard a lot of business leaders say that to you earlier. Anand Mahindra has been interned first. Ratan Tata was made to do menial jobs in his own company earlier. So this is how these all kingpins of business leadership have learned, and that's how a winner has to learn always. ये कभी overnight success नाम की चीज नहीं होती है कुछ. So a winner never gets it. And if people think that it's an overnight success, they're fooling themselves, because that person has worked very hard to reach where he is. You be it a Badshah, be it a Mika Singh, or be it any business person, they have actually
So what is Ratan?
Yeah.
What is Ratan Tata's story?
He went to Jamshedpur. साइकिल से जाने को दी थी था उनको. From his, he used to stay with the staff quarter, staff people, and he used to walk till the factory.
Same as he had to work with Tata Sons earlier, and then only he interned there. He came back from London. He was called from London. There were some family reasons for that, and then
grandmother called him, and he was sent to Jamshedpur on the second week only.
Yes.
And then he was told to walk till the factory, or you will get a cycle.
Yes.
So he told, I won't go on a cycle, I'll go by walking only. And from the staff quarters, he used to stay with the engineers only in their own staff, where 3 people used to share one room. And I think you must have seen that interview of Simi Garewal and Ratan Tata.
Rendezvous. Yeah, these are beautiful talk shows. You must see these.
From that point, and then from that place, he was taken as a chosen as a heir of Mr. Francis or Tata, because he was good at flying planes also. So, he saw the working conditions that he used to work so well in Jamshedpur. That is why.
Yeah, he actually proved himself, even though he was the legal heir of that company. He had to keep proving himself. So if you do a little R&D on Anant and Akash also, they've also been trained on the same lines. No, not such menial jobs probably, but they've also been to good schools. of course, by the virtue of their family and the intellect that they hold, but they've been given a lot of responsibility. So if you remember, these two brothers and sisters in the last AGM launched they launched a lot of things like Geo, and they launched one Specs also. Of course, it was a failure over the lockdown. They had launched it. They have been given roles to play, but they've not been given the entire responsibility to run companies till they don't prove. And of course, Infosys, the Madam Sudha Murthy is a very good example of how parenting was done with her children, and now how well they're doing with themselves. So the idea behind all these motivational inputs is, guys, you got to, of course, you're on the right track, but you got to understand that all these little things, trying to, like I told you, what is the spelling of responsibility? It's RESPONSIBILITY, I think. So, but responsibility matlab hai zimmedari, but you got to understand that it's only about, not about responsibility. You got to now understand responsibility means response plus ability. So if you've got to be effective, you've got to be a good networker, you've got to be a winning streak holder, you've got to have the right responses also at the right time. So to be a winner, you've got to have this part. You've got to choose your rabbit. You've got to know how much you have to climb your mountain. Plus, you have to tell everyone in the right manner. So, कब किसको कहाँ पे क्या कैसे बोलना है, who, what, where, when, how, is also a part of the learning that you got to take away. So you got to be a good communicator also. You got to be a good networker. You cannot be reactive. You got to be a responsive person. You cannot say that I can't burn bridges with people. You got to maintain your networking. That's how you're going to be rising, right? So fine, Disha, got it? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am, completely.
Yeah. So I think I've really eaten into a lot of time. So I'm going to skip this part, and if we meet again, we're going to work on this activity. And I'm going to skip this. So have you understood what I spoke to you all about today? Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure we all.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, good. So these are few habits of winners which I want you all to take with their self, have visions and goals, and have self-belief. That these two, and of course, be correctly responsive, not politically correctly, but be correctly responsive. If you have an altercation or a difference of opinion with someone, do not create it into a difficult conversation. Create into a collaborative conversation. Tell the person where you might think he might have gone wrong. Talk in probabilities. Do not talk in definitives. कि मुझे लगा कि ऐसा हुआ है. Do not say कि ऐसा हुआ है, so that you don't burn your bridges with that person. Right? Fine. So we'll talk more about this if we meet next. But that's it for the time being. So I hope you enjoyed the session as much as I did presenting it to all of you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yeah, you're welcome, Mehang. And I hope you have a good wedding.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. Now I definitely will. Thank you.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much. So questions now, please. The forum is open for a lot of questions, which I'm hoping will come my way.
Ma'am, we went through a very nice chit chat and the in between, and we had a nice learning from this entire session. But it was all for winning. But I would like to know about failure. If someone fails, so what about that? Because winning is other side of a coin, and failing is also a side of a coin.
Yeah, that's true. And we have given you reasons why you might fail and what to do when you're failing. So failure is like winning is a short-term part. So of course, when you fail, you have to learn from your failures, and you have to instinctively start working towards those weaknesses that we have. So nobody's perfect in any way. So wherever you think you're failing, you need to identify those resources. But that one thing is very important. That's feedback. Feedback you got to take from people around you when you're failing. And don't think they're giving you gyan only. They are your well-wishers also in between. So you need to understand the feedback when it's coming to you. Receive it well. Try and adapt it. See whether you can work towards helping it out for you where you failed, and then set your goals again, realign your goals. So that will help you. We are good with giving feedback, but we are not good with taking it. So get into the habit of doing that also well. So after every session, I float a feedback form to my participants. So I've been doing this thing for the last 20 years now. And I still give a feedback form to my participants saying that please give me your feedback because I need to improve a lot. So it is not failing in totality. Nobody fails in totality. One sees failure coming to you. So you should know where to stop also. That's very important. So winning will only happen once you develop these habits. And along with these habits, if you see your weaknesses and if people give you your feedback, take it and start improving on those. So it's about habits. It's not about winning a race. It is about training well for a race.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, I had this question because see, you give your in mining also, if you hit 10 times, out of 10 times you won't get anything. On the 11th point you will get something out of it. So to maintain yourself, because you've been such an experiencing person, so what would you say that if you face failure, what not about feedback, in psychological manner also, what should a person do?
Firstly, product knowledge. So in any part, if you feel that there is a scope of failure, know what has happened when in any business and when people failed. So try and avoid those situations. Okay. Second thing is understanding your resources and assigning them your work task, delegation, managing your resources, noting how well they're doing, following up, improvising. So that will always help you. Why? Because this Rani formula, right talent, assign task, note and improve, again was given in 1 Minute Manager. And this works well. So you're not working, even for yourself, that is. So whether you are talented, have you prepared yourself? Do you know the product knowledge? Have you assigned yourself the right task? Are you going the right way? If not, then can you please improvise your methods, change your resources, get better ones? So that will help you reach your goals steadily. If you remember this, Maji the Mountain Man, excellent
Yes.
example of wanting to achieve something. And it's a real life story again. 21 years that fellow kept doing what he was doing. I think 21 or 12, I'm confused with the numbers.
No, right nearby in MP or somewhere, the guy took 31 years. Smriti Irani posted 30 or 29 years to come to clean a stream also.
Imagine. So he obviously didn't know where he was going, but right talent, assigned task, note and improved helped him improve or improve.
Thank you, ma'am.
By the way, Smriti and I are classmates. We
You
studied in, I'm from Delhi. I studied in Holy Child Auxilium. I was her classmate. I have the photographs also to prove it. So just in case somebody knows. So we are still in touch though.
She's also an optimistic personality.
Yeah. And she was a good sports person.
From where to where,
she used to play good
winning.
Basketball. Yeah.
From modeling to acting.
She has always been really dynamic, you know.
Yeah.
She has had her interests in all the fields and she has aced it. From television to modeling to politics and everything.
And she's a fun person. She's a fun person to be with. She's not, she's not like a regular run-of-the-mill politician.
If you follow her up on her Instagram, you see her daily pictures, cooking around, going around, like family pictures, posting things.
So that's how it is. That's how we
are. So now it is proved that Smriti, if you're telling me that she studied with you, so I think it is proved that she has studied, because there was a
No, she studied till class 12th. That's true. I am sorry, Smriti. Okay,
no.
She's good. She's very good. She's very, very good.
She is very pretty also.
Yeah, she is.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Dynamic. Thank you so much. It's been, and any other questions, boys and girls? And you can always, I don't know how the protocol works, but we can be in touch on LinkedIn, and we can, of course, keep guiding you all wherever you want us to guide you.
Ma'am, I had a question.
Yeah.
Ma'am, if we have won from someone, like, for example, we are in a tournament and we just have like won from a person, do we need to learn from his mistakes?
Yeah, you won from a person. Yeah, of course, failure will always teach you a lot of things. But one thing is there, what Jack Ma believes in, do not worry about what competition is doing. And that's my premise also. I do not worry about what competition is doing. I just want to sharpen my skills. That's very important for me. So that it depends on you how you take it. At times a person wants to learn from competition when there's a little element of insecurity in you that maybe I could have lost from him. But it's more important first you sharpen your own saws, and then you want to know where they've gone wrong. So it's important inside out and then seeing what's happening outside.
Like I had a question.
Yeah.
Sorry, ma'am, please go ahead and then.
Like I always tell everyone, including my people at home, first set your house in order and then worry about what's happening everywhere else. So that will always help you. Yeah, Disha.
Ma'am, like we switch places in life. Like we all have been through school and now we're in college and now again we'll go for post-graduation. So ma'am, if a person, for example, any person is very good in school, you know, you have been there for 14 years and you excelled in every field, right? But when we enter the real world, at times happens that all the best of the world is there, right? So we are not aware about the failing part in that sense that we think that since childhood we have been the best, but now we have all the people together. So ma'am, how to cope up with that? Because we have never been in that atmosphere since childhood. So how to deal with that? At times.
Okay, that's a that's a very candid question. So once you are in a different arena, you are faced with a lot of thoughts that where am I going? What am I headed? The exposure that you've been getting is totally different, right? So one needs to accept it as it comes. Do not try too hard to live in the past. That is, of course, your glory, and you should have it with you in your mind, but do not keep living in it. Do not keep falling back on it. Take one day at a time, accept what's coming to you, try and give your best. Do not imitate others. Do not keep proving yourself to others. Set your own goals and then work towards it. And understand why you're here. Understand what you want from being here. That is very important. Once you identify yourself in the place that you are, you would be able to get into that. Why? Because that 14 years you've been in a comfort zone, cocooned, pampered, and given a lot of accolades, and you were the shining star over there. Over here, there are people from different streams and walks of life, from different conditions they have come over. And similarly for corporates also, you would be doing that. So I've shared a video with your team. Please have a look at that video on your group. They'd be sharing it with you. And that will tell you what you need to do once you're stepping outside your comfort zone. You know, there are two things around you. One is a circle of influence and one is a circle of concern. It is up to us what we want to increase. If we want to show ourselves as a person who's accepting everything and trying to modulate or work with the environment around us, we are increasing a circle of influence because we're not resisting change. But if we resist change, if we don't want to accept it, we don't want to work, we are a little insecure, or we are concerned about people around us, then we are increasing a circle of concern, and that will never work for us. So the change is always constant. You got to change with the changing times. Don't live in your past, live in your present. Accept every day as it comes and increase your circle of influence. Second thing is, if you have a comfort zone around you which you have worked on, do not walk out of that comfort zone because you were very good in that. Increase it. Just increase that comfort of zone and make your circle of influence around it. Do not try too hard to impress people because it's not going to work. They'll look through you. Just be yourself. That'll always work for you. Okay?
That was a very different advice I got. Like people honestly say the opposite, that you need to get out of your comfort zone.
No.
Yeah, at times I hear that. But your point was really very nice, that you need to expand the comfort zone.
Yeah, I heard it somewhere, in fact, in one talk, that don't work out of your comfort zone. You have created and you're happy with it. Why do you want to walk out of comfort zone? But increase it. Look, you might be a good reader. You want to continue doing that. People might think, "Arey, management पढ़ रही है, books क्यों पढ़ती रहती है mythology की?" That's your comfort zone. You're happy with it. Don't change yourself. Don't get patronized with people's thought. You will do well in management when you're a happy person studying management. But if you're a happy person missing your books of mythology and studying management, you'll never be able to connect. If Ali loves running, he knows he has to run and study also. So he'll do that. But if he misses his running and only studies, somebody's making him move out of his comfort zone.
And that's a great perspective. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. I hope I'm not spoiling you guys and your parents don't come after me.
No, ma'am.
Yeah. So that's just about it. Any other question, guys? Okay. So I think Dr. Sisodia, we are done with your students here.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah. I'm happy that they're getting answers to their good questions.
Yeah, very good questions.
Yeah, actually.
Yeah.
So that's so wonderful. And I think Mehek.
Yes, ma'am. On behalf of the DCBM family, I would like to extend my humble gratitude to Mrs. Monica Anand, who took her precious time out to address the students and shower them with her ideas and elegance of explanation of everything. I would also like to mention a deep sense of appreciation and gratitude to our principal, Dr. Sonal Sisodia, and our administrator, Mr. Mayur Dhwat Singh, for their continued support and endeavors in delivering the best to our students. I would also take this opportunity to thank our faculty members for their unrelenting efforts and guidance. Finally, I would like to thank all of you for making this session a resounding success. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mehek. Thank you so much for this lovely vote of thanks.
Thank you. So Monica ma'am, thank you so much. And students, you please be in the meeting. There's something I need to discuss regarding CMA and CDMP. All right?
Okay.
Yeah. So thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you for all the time.
Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Good day. Yeah.